for you to get all the things that you have to do? Anyone?
Every day.
Every day. So for a long time, I also had this feeling that I received a lot of attribution, a lot of work in my company, but the day was never enough for me to get things done. So today, you will learn how to better manage your time, and hopefully practicing a lot this technique, you will learn to get everything that you need to do that's important on the same day or on the same timeline that you need to get this accomplished. And you will do that following the rule 721. So when I started working in a corporate environment, so for me the most important thing was to get a lot of work, to always do everything on the same day, so that I could impress my boss, like showing how fast that I could do everything. And also, I thought that it was important to work for long hours and never say no to the responsibilities that he was asking me to do. So it started to increasing a lot because in the beginning, I was good at doing that. So I was young, so I had a lot of energy of doing everything. So it was not a problem for me to work until long hours. But after 1 year or so, maybe 2 years or so, like I started to get very tired. And the worst thing was that I started to become unhealthy as well. So I was overweighted and unhappy because I didn't have much social life. So after some years, I started to realize that. So I thought that was in a situation that was a vicious cycle, that I could not go out of this. So I started to think to myself, what can I do? What should you do in this situation? So the first thing that came to my mind was to try to seek for help. So I started to observe people around me, managers that were good at managing their time. So I asked for advice. And also, I started to practice this advice. So I started to get better. But there was one training that I did that after practicing a lot this advice, it consolidated my knowledge. And I started to practice over and over again until I think that today, finally, I could get out of this trap. So basically, this training taught me that you should divide your activities into 3 categories. So these categories are tasks that are urgent and important to yourself, not urgent but important, and not urgent and not important. So out of these 3 categories, which one do you think that you should spend more time?
Urgent and important.
And the answer is no.
Not urgent.
Not important.
Which one?
Not urgent and important.
Not urgent and important. Congratulations. So ideally, most of people fall into this trap. They spend most of their time in urgent and important tasks. But if it's urgent and important task, it means that it's already close to your deadline. So the advice is that 7% of your time you should be focusing on not urgent and important tasks. 20% of your time, urgent and important. And finally, 10% of your time, not urgent and not important tasks. And you know why? Because most of your time you should spend on planning and preparing yourself for things that someday is gonna get urgent, close to your deadline. And once it gets close to your deadline, you take care only on the final adjustments to deliver a good quality of work, which should be 20% of your time. And why you should spend 10% of your time in not urgent and not important tasks? Because we are all human beings. We need escape activities. If someone invite you for a coffee, would you decline?
No.
It's important to have these social activities, networking with your peers. And also 10% of your time, you use this time to relax your mind as well. So after that, I started applying a lot these techniques. So it's not easy. You cannot learn quickly, but it's a matter of practice and over time. But with patience, I did that. So finally, I could get out of that vicious cycle that I had. But the most important thing was that I started to be happier and healthier. I had more time to spend my time with my family. I started joining to gym. Now I'm not overweighted anymore. And I started to do other things that's good for my health, to practice spiritual activities, join Toastmasters. So you should do that and release your time and be happy.